Welcome back. I'm Michael Bull, and this is the Commercial Real Estate Show. We have some great shows coming up for you, including next week where I'll share my top 10 strategies for success for commercial agents. Be sure to catch shows of special interest to you. Sign up for once-a-week email announcing the show topic at commercialrealestateshow.com. Well, today we're discussing best practices to sell your professional services with Rod Santomassimo with the Massimo Group. And Rod, I've noticed that some people will have a business plan, or a person or a company have a business plan, and it comes to sit there with dust on it. Should they be doing something a little more dynamic?
That's the word.
Yeah.
Static and dynamic. Business plans, we find, are very static documents. They take a lot of time to create, and then once they're created, what do you do with it? You put it in a drawer and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then maybe look back a year later and say, did we do that? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So, no, we believe in action plans. And action plans come from those objectives we talked to you about. If we have specific goals we have to meet, we have something called the Massimo Action Plan. Of course, everything we have is branded. It's the maps, the Massimo maps. And we outline everything that has to get done to achieve that goal, whether it be a weekly or monthly metric, whether it be a recurring event or a specific time date event. You have to have action plans because then you can be held accountable and then watch your progress.
Yeah, I think that's key, and that's how I used to do it when I was just a single agent, and now I'm running a larger firm. But even when I was a single agent, I would look at everything I did and say, did that work? I mean, every day I'd go to a meeting and say, all right, what could I have done better? So you're continually improving that, and then I think you keyed in. You got to check on what you did the last month, the last year to move forward, right?
Well, you're unique, Michael, and I applaud you for that. Most agents and most professionals don't check in on a daily basis, let alone a weekly basis, even hard to do on an annual basis, to check in on what we're doing. So that's the only way to move forward, is to look back and evaluate how we're doing.
I'm a legend in my own mind, I think.
Well, therefore you're a legend to somebody. There you go.
At least somebody likes me, right? Okay. Well, when you're doing that planning, you're doing that business plan, you have those internal things that you're doing and that you know you should do and you want to do, but you also have some external things going on, right?
Right. Absolutely. Look, we can create a great prospecting and presence initiatives and get you out there and get you in front and differentiate you. But differentiate you from what? And that number one external factor is competition. So who's your competition? Have you done a SWOT analysis? What are they pitching? Unfortunately, some people will brighten their lights by dimming yours, and that's going to happen. We understand it. But who's the competition? What are they pitching? Specifically in the commercial real estate brokerage arena, and it's now starting in the mortgage arena as well. We've seen probably every pitch and presentation on the market because they're our clients and we've seen them. And unfortunately, a lot of them, before they come to us, they're not very different. So there are some things you can do in those external factors to differentiate yourself.
Right. And you also got to think about the velocity in the market, right? Like last week we did a show on the medical office market, and if you want to get out and start selling medical office building, well, guess what? That's a very small market compared to like the regular office market. So I guess you got to think in your monthly or annual business plan of, what are you doing? Is there enough velocity there, right?
Absolutely, Michael. Great point. And I just talked to a client this morning in the airport, and they had a certain goal they wanted to hit. So we broke it down. Okay, so how many transactions is that going to take? What's your average transaction? What market share does that mean you need to capture to make that happen? And that's part of a reality check, but also velocity in itself. Do you understand your velocity? For example, in New York, investment sales properties, it's about 2.6 per year turnover for number of properties sold, percentage of properties sold. It's different in every market. Atlanta might be a little higher potentially than New York turnover. But you have to understand that to really understand if I can achieve my goals.
Right. Well, I think that's a good point. And you spoke of reality check. Tell us a little bit more about that. That sounds important.
You got to look and understand. We all have goals, and we all do. And by the way, I do believe you should write a "wouldn't it be great" goal. I mean, that's a big theory and theme. We our clients create goals. We say, well, what's your "wouldn't it be great" goal? And I've done that every year for the past 5 years. And Michael, I've always hit my "wouldn't it be great" goal.
So you are great.
No, it's great. It's great. I'm not great. No, Massimo by superlative means great, but that's a different story. It wouldn't be great goals. So the reality check is, let's look at what we're doing, and then do we have everything in place? The resources, which is time, obviously. Are we allocating the time, planning on the business, right? Do we have the capital? Are we investing where we need to invest in ourselves and our business? And last but not least, the resources, the people. That's the reality check to make sure that's all in place.
Well, I like that. So a regular goal and a great goal. And I guess you could also bring that down to daily and weekly, right? So if you have a certain amount of calls and things you're wanting to make, could be a goal, that maybe a minimum goal that you're committing to, and then a great goal. Like those days you feel good.
The days you feel good. And the days you feel good, you better take advantage of it and continue the process of asking for more business the day you feel good. But yes, we break it down and we look at the activities and we can tell good day, bad day, was I paid today or not? That's how we look at it.
Yeah, I think that's important. And we do something called Operation Fast Track, and where we had the goals too high daily and weekly and monthly, it became a problem. But we realized if we make the minimum goals low enough that you can hit them every day, that it was key. So I like the other goals called the great goals. And we're going to have more great goals for you with Rod Santomassimo with the Massimo Group. And I'm Michael Bull, and this is the Commercial Real Estate Show. We'll be right back.
The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by your friends at Bull Realty, France Media, Atlanta Office Liquidators, and Wiseman, Nowak, Curry, and Wilco. For more information about these companies or to access additional show podcasts, videos, or blogs, visit commercialrealestateshow.com.